podcast. I'm Risa.
I'm Ariana.
And we're the Krolmeister sisters. As a reminder, this podcast is rated T for teen for strong language and mature themes.
If you don't like that, then I don't know how you got here. Please leave. Please exit the building in an orderly fashion and head on over to Tammy Tucky's podcast, Unlocked, where she talks to Nancy Drew people about Nancy Drew things.
And stuff.
And Nancy Drew stuff.
I want to put a shout out. There's a new Nancy Drew podcast that's coming out starting next month. They are also not family friendly, but I still just want to give them the shout out because they're called It's Locked Podcast. And I'm like, I love it.
Yes.
So they're on Instagram right now. They haven't put out any episodes yet, but just go give them some love. I'm like trying to like spread out, like, here are other Nancy Drew podcasts you can also listen to.
I'll bet you, they have new material.
They probably do. And they're not, they aren't the same person.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
There's probably that.
Like
how we have to say probably.
We have, I wouldn't say strange views, but we have a different perspective than a lot of people. And I think that might be off-putting to some.
Indubitably, sister.
Mostly because people have told us this in real life.
Yeah.
So, what are we talking about today, sister?
Well, today, in honor of fathers, we'll get into that. In honor of Father's Day, we are talking about dem Drew daddies.
That sounds really bad when you say it like that.
It does, and that's why I had to say it. I had to say it that way to start, because it might get a little worse from here. So we're talking about the Nancy Drew dads.
Yeah. Just mostly, I'm just gonna put it out there. Her Interactive just bumped, shilled for, let's be real here. They shilled for Arglefump's video about ranking dads, and I want to be clear, we are not ranking them.
No.
So if that's what you're looking for...
I was getting ready to say, normally we would, do something kind of like that, maybe, but, honestly, I don't want to, largely due to the fact that, well, we'll get into that when we discuss the fathers, won't we? What the heckity heck? I'm going to keep this in the podcast and let you guys know, apparently I'm being banned.
No, just a user named Ariana is being banned.
Anyway. I know a lot of people with dad issues. Let's just start there. So, since the dads in this are less than perfect, let's just say, I want to let those of you who, don't feel like celebrating Father's Day know, you can keep listening to this because we're not just singing the dad praises.
Yeah, this is not us being like, oh, look at all these great dads in the Nancy Drew games. No.
That's not even our style.
It's really not. Unless we're doing the Cluey Awards.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. I picture it now. Next year's Cluey Awards, there's going to be a category for most absent father.
Right. But, we do want to be sure to note first off that there are far fewer fathers than mothers in the Nancy Drew games. Just immediately, that's what we can talk about. But
yeah, I get it. This is a game series about mommy issues, not daddy issues.
Yeah. If you want a game series about daddy issues, Hold on. No, I'm sure I have one. Hold on.
Well, Life is
there's
Strange
God
Before
of
the
War.
Storm.
Any of the God of War games are really about daddy issues.
Oh, Hades.
There you go.
Life is Strange Before the Storm. Lots of daddy issues there.
But anyway.
It's all about everyone's dads, really.
Yeah. But yeah, so Dads and Nancy Drew. Who do we have? So one that we do have is Carson, I'm a golf ball Drew. And it starts with the fact that we have to refer to him as a golf ball. Because he's not there. I know we shit on Carson a lot, so I'm going to start with, okay, he does have a lot of confidence in, pride in, and love for his daughter. You know, he's like, nah, she's capable of anything. He's also conspicuously absent and decides to just parent whenever he feels like it. Like, oh, you have done so many times you've gone off on an adventure and not told me where you were going and solved a mystery, but this mystery I lied to you about, so you can't go do it. I am your father. Foot down. Nope, sorry, man. The minute she started doing this shit, you did not get to father her.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, you don't get to choose which ones she does and doesn't do. Like, sir.
And her is so, like, I think it's supposed to be some kind of, like, cutesy thing that we don't see either of the Drews, but what it comes across as is just, Carson's never there. Carson just is a cell phone. That's all he is.
That's so sad.
I know.
Especially since apparently the art they have, I think I got someone on Instagram actually found this out. I think it was, I don't remember who it was. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, whoever you were. I follow too many people. But they said that the picture they use of the golf ball for his profile picture is literally just the Wikipedia picture of
a golf ball?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's literally just the Wikipedia picture
of
golf ball.
Wow.
So wow. Nancy just downloaded that from Wikipedia is all I can think.
Wow.
Wikipedia exists in the Nancy Drew timelines. Okay.
But I need to move on from Carson just because I could shit on him for days and we all know it. Let's just keep moving through to Ezra Wickford from Treasure in a Royal Tower. He is a terrible father whose terrible fathering is well documented. Like, he documented it himself.
Yeah.
He's an abusive, like, he's not good to this little boy that he adopted, who, honestly, let's be real, probably would have been better off without him.
He's just so fucked up. The entire, like, I'm going to make 2 scrapbooks, one of when he was good and the other when he was bad. Like, what the fuck, dude?
What is this?
That's so incredibly messed up.
It really is. And the problem is it's never addressed that he was clearly a bad father. It's honestly more like, oh, you just need to, accept your father, old man who was a cranky old man because he was abused and like made to feel like a demon spawn. Like,
yeah, it's like there's so much in that's just a lot to like get through.
Yeah.
There's just a lot going on.
There's so much going on. Like, Oof.
It's just like, I've done a lot of, I've met a lot of foster parents and adoptive parents and stuff, especially through work. And also when we were kids, we had a bunch of friends who were adopted. And it was usually very, like, starkly different, the two kinds of adoptive parents.
Yeah.
And there's a great, fantastic kind of person who fosters and adopts, who are doing it because they love these children and they want to give them what's best. And then there are people who do not do it for the right reasons and are generally, they do more harm than good. Yeah. And he's one of those. Yeah.
And I think that's one of those where if I could just redo it for them, one of those I could remaster, I would definitely make sure that, like, we got to sit down with, what's his name? Dexter, thank you. I'm like, Dieter. No. David. No. Daryl. Dustin.
It's Dwayne.
No. That's a different game, but okay. No, but if we could just sit him down and be like, hey man, what you went through isn't normal. Because I feel like a lot of people need to be sat down and told, it's okay. That wasn't normal.
Yeah.
You did nothing to deserve that.
Yeah. You were a child.
You were a child.
And it's like, yeah, he was 17. That's a child. You're still a child. You are still, like...
Yeah. But let's move on to another father who's also dead. But a lot of already dead dads.
A lot of already dead parents, just in general in these games.
Yeah. It's tough to be a parent in Nancy Drew verse.
It sure is, just like anime. But Joy's dad. I don't remember his name, but Joy Trent's dad. Mm-hmm. He is so interesting to me. The entire Joy storyline there, to me, reads as autistic man and his autistic daughter don't know how, have not been given the proper tools for processing their grief.
Yes.
And I think that has a lot to do with how that entire storyline plays out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
it's
for
like,
sure.
Neither of them knew how to talk to each other about the other thing, but he definitely, it's so clear that he loved her and he cared for her, especially since he obviously then ended up processing some of his grief and saw that we talked about this hugely in depth in our episode about grief in the games. So if you want to listen to that one, highly, it's pretty long, but it's fine. But I do think that is, like, he definitely loves her and he wants to give her the tools to cope.
Yeah.
But he didn't know how to do it while he was alive.
Yeah. He didn't have those tools to give her. He,
Yeah.
Had to go find an entire toolbox, so.
Yeah. He had to go make a robot to teach her because he couldn't do it himself.
I can't emotionally connect to my child, so here's a robot to do it is the... It's so well-meaning. It really is. And it's the purest form. I can't do this, so let's have a robot do it. You know, that thing that they're not supposed to do, really.
Yeah.
But, at least he tried. He definitely tried.
Yeah, he tried. Good for him.
I like how we're going to spend, like, a little less time on, like, the better fathers, because they don't get much time, really.
They don't. They don't. Like, he's already dead.
Yeah. Then there's good old Merle, however you want to fucking do it, Humber.
Yeah, Merle Humber is how I say it, but...
Yeah.
yet again, well-meaning.
Yeah.
But
he couldn't help but be lawful good.
Yeah, he was more like lawful neutral. You know what I mean? Yeah. He just, it's like...
It's like, no. Law is law. We have to...
Yeah. Just
it's
all
not
the laws.
Wrong for him to want his daughter to not run off with a criminal.
Yeah.
That's...
But then, I get it. I get it. But also, in what world was that going to work out for him? Yeah, no, if I kill him, she can't,
she'll forget all about him. Come on.
Fine.
She'll get a new goldfish. Again, well-meaning, poorly executed, but...
Yeah. Just... Ugh. I mean, and then on the, as a rule, all cops are bastards. So...
Yeah, well...
he has that also against him.
Yeah.
But... she'll forgive the fact that I murdered her boyfriend eventually.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Come on. Yeah. She'll get over it.
Yeah. It's fine.
Went to her grave not getting over it. Well, shit.
No. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And then and that's one of those things where, in that game, listening, because it's voice acted, it's so, emotionally impactful.
Yes.
Is how I will put it. Because it's she'll forgive, she'll be back. And then just she's not coming back. It's fuck, I fucked up.
Yeah.
And he got there in the end. Yeah.
It's rough, buddy.
Yep.
Sometimes you only get the one shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But anyway, I'm gonna move on to one that doesn't make me sad. Hugh fucking Penvillin.
I mean, he makes me sad I'm sad for Jane. It's it's unsurprising that Jane ends up doing what she does.
Yeah, for real. Let's just look at his daughter and know the child he's not raising.
Yeah. Ethel is raising this child.
And wrongly, might I add, in a crazy sense.
Yeah.
And we all agree that he's definitely fucking his wife in
his ex-wife, yeah.
His ex-wife, yeah.
I don't know.
I do.
So messed up.
It is.
The entire situation.
What, he married a woman and left her with his daughter.
Yeah, and just
and it's that's not good for either of them. First of all, you selfish prick, but especially your daughter.
Yeah,
this is your child. Your family's supposed to be all obsessed with your lineage. Your child is your lineage. God.
Yeah,
and he just doesn't deal with anything with her, and anytime we talk to him on the phone, he's so disinterested.
Yeah, he's just annoyed that we're trying he's annoyed we're trying to help his wife and daughter.
Who thinks she's turning into a werewolf.
He's just ugh, she's going crazy, I better go with my ex-wife. Right. That's all I can think of. Oh, I hate that man.
It's fine. My daughter will be fine. She'll kill her.
It's fine.
Oh, I didn't... Oh, no. You could have killed Linda. He's that was your one job, Jane.
Child.
But, yeah, no, I stand by my belief that Hugh Penvillin is a piece of shit. So, moving on.
Pretty much.
From Hugh Penvillin. Because I could, yeah. I need to stop saying I could shit on him all day, because it sounds like it's just a fetish that I had.
Yeah.
I could shit on him all day.
But Big Island Mike.
A more complicated father.
Very complicated father. Because, like, he's just trying to get the land back. Honestly, at this point, I don't think the Mapus did anything wrong.
You guys have really let us sit on this one too long, and we've decided the Mapus did nothing fucking wrong.
Other than Pua murdering her mom. That was wrong. However...
and then we, get into, Mike clearly covering that up, and it's is that a good father thing or a bad father thing? Which,
He's protecting his daughter.
Yeah.
He's protecting her. Obviously, his wife was terrible, so they're in it together.
Okay.
She wouldn't let her surf, Ariana, and then Mom died.
Mother was getting in the way.
But, honestly, Big Island Mike loves Pua, and he thinks the world of her, and he's so proud of her.
He is.
But then also, if you're going, whatever, if you're going for what the game is trying to get you to believe is wrong, then, yeah, he's put her in danger if he's involved in some really bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So he owes some money to some really bad guys, right? That, that's obviously problematic.
I guess they're we don't see him doing illegal activities, so you'd assume that he got money from some fucking loan sharks. Yeah. And they're gonna bust his fucking kneecaps or kill him, and pass the debt on over to Pua.
Yeah. So, Big Island Mike, complicated man. Complicated father. All in all.
Human.
Yeah.
Sort of. Until you stare into his eyes.
Yeah, he does love Pua. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. He does, in fact, love and support his daughter.
He does.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, let's... moving on to one that I think I probably just headcanon as a good father. Ollie Randall.
Yeah.
Seems like a decent enough dad.
Yeah.
He gets that his kid does her own thing. He doesn't try to change her. He seems to see that she's just bright and she's different. And he doesn't get her, but he feels like it's his fault he doesn't get her. That she's just too smart for him. It's one of those father-daughter relationships.
Yeah.
And I stand by. I think he's a good father, probably.
I don't approve of Ollie Randall on a personal level because he wants to kill a wolf because of a superstition.
Yeah.
I'm I don't agree with him, but he does seem to be he's taking care of his daughter while his wife is off treating her illness and stuff, and he's doing what he can. So, on that level...
Stayed up there so she could be in school and everything, and...
Yeah. So, and he's doing what he can.
He works a job that he doesn't really like, and that's taking a lot out of him just so he can afford to care for his daughter and his wife, but, his daughter is a good portion of that mix, and it's,
Yeah.
I think he's a good enough father, at least.
Yeah. As opposed to the next one.
Woof. Okay. Nazi's not a great color. Like Brendan Malloy.
I'm sorry, give me a second. In chat, Automod caught a message that said, I slightly take back what I said about him being great. I did in fact forget the part about him wanting to kill the White Wolf of Icicle Creek Lodge. It got caught by Automod because of Kill the White. So now I've had to, for midterm, Kill the White.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God.
However, yeah, Brendan Malloy, the weird, like, is he a Nazi? Is he not a Nazi? That thing?
Shouldn't be a question.
No. Really shouldn't.
Additionally, I happen to believe that raising a, 4-year-old? She was like 4? Or was she like 6?
She was like 6 or 7, I think.
7? Okay. Whatever. Raising a small child...
Yeah, because I think it's literally a 7th birthday card that we see.
Above your rocket lab. It's just, that's not good parenting.
It sure isn't.
Especially since back then, they exploded all the fucking time.
Yeah, and just letting her play on a jetpack.
That's also a little rough. That's weird.
Questionable. And all of the shit we see in the nursery.
Yeah, that's, yeah. That doesn't just come from nowhere. I mean, maybe... Nope, no. I mean, I was trying to, like, blame it on
Give him the benefit of the doubt or something.
Yeah, but, like, I can't give
like
the Nazi
fucking, like,
a benefit
children
of the...
should be seen and not heard, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, Jesus Christ, you're terrible, you're awful,
so
I hate you.
So he may not have been a Nazi, but he was definitely trying to sell rockets to both sides.
Yeah.
So...
Not exactly...
At least a war profiteer, so...
Yeah. So, yeah. And then we have a big, like, gap of games where there are just no dads.
Yeah, that was weird.
There are just no dads for, like, a huge, just, like, section of games. But, Lucas's dad, in Captive Curse, he is the security guard, or head of security, at the castle. He doesn't seem like a bad dad. And
no.
it's the note we see between him and Lucas is really cute. Really. Really,
yeah.
really,
apparently.
Really.
Yeah, no, I feel like he's trying. He unfortunately there is that whole, in order to be a good dad, he has to work a lot in order to, be able to afford the things that his son needs, and
yeah.
Sorry.
It's just kind of sad.
It is sad when a lot of the dads that, like, they do try to be good dads, the failings are because they're trying to provide for their children.
Yeah. And
it's like, woof. Capitalism destroying relationships, first of all. But it just sort of seems like... never mind. We'll get into it. We'll get into it towards the end.
We'll get into it.
But yeah, so Lucas's dad seems to be an okay dad.
Yeah. Some of the dads in Thornton Hall that we talk about, Wade's dad, right? We talk about him. And we talk about Charlotte and Harper's dad.
And here's the thing.
Yeah.
They're never really spoken of in a dad capacity.
Yeah, we talk about Dodge as he is married to Mariana.
Mm-hmm. And,
so,
yeah.
like, we hear about him as her husband. We don't really hear about him as Charlotte and Harper's dad.
And, yeah, a lot of, most of, like, Harper's grief about her childhood is related to the passing of her sister. It's not really about her parents. Not like, yeah, really. That made her a little weird, but, like...
And I think it's partially because, like, they were the people in charge of the Thornton, like, family. So they were just so focused on work and running the family business.
That is a thing present in a lot of, in Southern lineage. I was actually, like, discussing our matrilineage with Boyfriend Meister recently, and just, like, there's a weird thing, I think it's largely in Southern families, where it's just, like, it's like a weird bloodline crawl, and, like, so the people who are supposed to be in charge of the families are, like, spoken of differently. So we don't really get a sense of how these Thornton dads were. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. And, you know, who they had affairs with, and, you know, what what was going on there. We do hear, like, Wade definitely loved his dad. We know that. He said he loved his daddy. Like... I love that for him. But he also says he was mean. Yeah. And I'm like,
But exactly. That's again, we got a Southern parent thing wherein it's like, oh yeah, I loved my daddy. He beat me with a belt until I was bleeding, but God, I loved him. It's like, no, that's bad, guys. That's not good. So it's a little hard we don't really get a good view of the Thornton dads, and they're not the point of it. So
no, it's all about the like matrilineage. Yeah. It's all about the ladies.
Anyway, then let's move on to Grandpa June. Yeah. He seems to be, as a grandpa and an old man, a pretty good guy. Like, you know...
Just a delight.
He's adoring of his grandson, largely because his grandson adores him. So it's like... Okay, he seems okay. But his own child doesn't seem to like him.
Yeah, and, like, wants to keep him out of... her son's life. Yeah. Because he was such an absent father to her.
Yeah, like, basically what we get is he put his mission above his child. And in turn, then also made his mission his grandson's mission. Yeah. And, like, okay, maybe it's a good mission, but I feel like maybe, just maybe... your child should have been more important? Yeah. I mean, we don't get, like, a solid, you know...
he did this exact thing.
Right? But, like, we know he was gone, and that's why...
And it's one of those things where it's, like, his mom basically going, like, you love him, I know you love him and everything... but he's going to let you down. Yeah. Like that's pretty much what she said to Sonny. Yeah. And basically, as far as I can tell, he showed up in Sonny's life for the most part because Sonny got really sick as a child. Yeah. So it's like, did he only come into his life because of that? Like, yeah. I don't know. It's rough. It's rough.
It is rough. And you know, and like, okay, people can change as they get older, and therefore, you know, he could have come back and been a presence.
Yeah.
You know, maybe making up to his own child by being good to her child, and, you know.
Yeah.
But it does seem like he was just doing the same thing as he did to his daughter. It was like, oh, well, you're not sick anymore, so whoop.
Yeah.
Pop in when I need something, or when I want to tell you something, or, you know. I don't know.
Yep. Pretty much.
Not a good look.
No.
And,
however, the last of the dads we have is Gunnar.
Gunnar is...
He makes me so sad.
Yeah, me too. I honestly, I tried telling boyfriend Meister about him as a father, and everything that happened, he's like, oh, and I was like getting teary while I'm doing it, like, But yeah.
And then add into it R.I.P. the voice actor.
Yeah.
And that makes me doubly sad. But, God, he's just so... He obviously adored his wife and daughter. Like, he obviously, very obviously just adored them. And he is such a, like, rough isn't quite the word I'm looking for. He's very brusque. Man, but he's obviously very, very loving. And it's just the fact that Nancy reminds him of his daughter, and so he calls her a little pet name.
Oh, Fisker.
Yeah, and
it's like, oh, little fish, it's okay.
Yeah. It's so cute. And it's so, so sad. And every time I get to that part in the game, I cry.
Yeah. It's...
Especially after we have seen a lot of people who lost children.
Yeah.
And it is always just so rough. And it does so much to someone to lose their child. So...
Yeah. So, hey, as well as shout out to the people with daddy issues, shout out to the parents who've lost their children. Because that shouldn't happen, and that's horrible. Yeah.
So,
What
about the dads who aren't there?
There are some conspicuously missing dads. Let's talk about them real quick, sister. Okay, so give me the dads, and I'll tell you what we know about them. Okay, go.
Okay, Emily Crandall's dad.
Never addressed. Go.
The Shimizu father.
Oh, you mean Yumi and
and
Miwako's dad? Yeah, never addressed. Go on.
Jesselyn's dad.
Now, is Jesselyn the bastard, or is it her mother? It's her mother. So, never addressed. There are dads who are just not even mentioned.
Oh my god, you know what I realized?
It's not
we forgot the judge. He's a dad.
Oh, we totally forgot Judge Danforth. And it's funny, because he was originally on my list in my head, but, like, yeah, he's a
dad. He's there.
He's definitely there. Based on his child, I'm going to say not
a great dad.
Great dad?
No. Doesn't sound like it. He seems like one of those just like rich white guys who just never actually parented his child and just handed his child off to a nanny.
Yeah. I see that.
Franklin Rose was not Poppy Dada's dad. Her dad is Henry Doddle.
Yeah.
Henry? I think. I feel like it's Henry. He is a bad dad because he literally gave his daughter a Mayan artifact and let her put it in a fucking...
He's just a bad human being.
Just in a fucking painting.
Garbage. Because even if you didn't know, like, its significance, you at least look at it and it's like, oh, look, this is clearly an artifact. Like,
Yeah.
it's not just a carved piece of stone.
It's a heritage. Like, okay, but moving on to the missing dads, the conspicuously absent dads.
Yeah, and it's not even that they are like Hugh Penvillain and they're just Hugh or Carson and they're just gone all the time. They're not dead. They're just not brought up at all. There isn't even like oh yeah, her father left when they're just not discussed. They just didn't happen. These children are here by immaculate conception, and you cannot convince me otherwise because
we just never talk about them.
Yeah, and
it's always a thing.
If there's a mom missing, it's usually addressed.
Yeah.
If there's a dad missing, it's
just,
fine. It doesn't matter. There was never a dad.
There was never. People have dads? Are we supposed to have dads in families? But what about a grandma?
Oh, but you know what? Shout out, I remembered. Bruno Bolet
may
not have been. Yeah, but he did take in his nephew and try to love him in his own way.
Was just really bad at it.
Really, really bad at it. In all fairness, he didn't have children for a reason, obviously.
Yeah.
He didn't have that in him.
He wasn't someone who was like, I'm going to have children and then was bad dad. He was someone who took in a great nephew and went, oh, I have to father now? Oh, I don't know how.
No, I don't know how to do this. Shit.
I don't know.
It's fine. I'll leave him things. He'll like them.
Puzzles? Children like puzzles, right?
Children love puzzles. But no, so what is the problem with Dads and Nancy Drew? It's that they are either, on the whole, like there are obviously ones who have good moments or good intentions, but on the whole, they are either unfit or unavailable. Like, there are, or if they're a good dad, then they have to not be there because that's what good dadding looks like, because you're working. And, or if they're, sorry.
Yeah, it's to me, I feel like it's partially just because these stories are obviously supposed to be about
largely about girls and their relationships with,
yeah.
But a girl's relationship with her father is also a very important one.
Yeah.
It's a complicated one, and it falls into very much the fact that Her Interactive doesn't know what to do with male characters.
They don't.
And I get that it's because they want to focus on, girls, ooh, but part of that is, seeing people as people. So, and to just have them...
I feel like it's partially just because in a lot of the US specifically, I can talk about the US because that's what I have reference for. In the US, dads are not required for a lot of things with children. Just the way that in our culture treats it. If a dad is watching his kids, he's babysitting them.
Yeah.
He's not watching his children. He's there in place of mom, right? There's that idea that that's how it should be, and that's most people's, like, in the U.S. again. That's what I'm saying, and the writers are from the U.S., so it's this thought
so I think
of
we can fairly,
that's normal then, because it's probably what they experienced, and it's probably what their friends experienced of a dad who is distant, who is always working. And if he's not working, he's tired, right? I feel like there are a lot of fathers who aren't like that, though, in real life. And I feel like it's important to portray them because it's important for children to, like, I say children, but young people, boys, girls, anyone, right? To see that a father can be a present and good presence in in his child's life. And when you grow up, this is what you should expect out of a spouse, out of, what you want to do for your children.
Yeah. If you,
Sorry, that was a bit.
No.
But I think it's very important to portray good parents. Parents who don't just make children think, oh, that's just what parents are like, right?
Yeah.
Because that's how so much abuse gets perpetuated.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just... It's a thing. I think, like, for us, this is a big thing because we got a great dad.
He became
at least now
a good dad. And so and thus dadded all of our friends.
Yeah. Exactly. He was the fun, well, both of our parents were the fun parents, but that's, But,
we were like, yeah, Jeff.
Yeah, it's Jeff. Mr. Ariana and Reese's dad.
Yeah.
But, so to me, it's just very important to show, one, you can show how someone can change, like, from being not so great to actually trying.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Or just, I meet so many great dads at work. So many dads who are, like, coming to pick up his children in his bike every day to put them in, like, the little wagon in the back. Like, that's so cute. And he cares about them. And watching all of these other dads who come in and they're genuinely curious about what their kids were like. They tell me what their children like best and stuff like that. I want to see those dads in media because they're there and that's what we should expect. And that is the level of dad that we should hold people to and try to train them to be.
Yeah. It's not, and I heard someone on one of the podcasts that I listened to, they were talking, this was a Mother's Day episode, so they were like, I think we see dads get a lot of love on, and it's like, it is also like, there's a little bit of a blowback where like, it's like, oh, let's praise dad for every little thing that he does with the children, and so it's like, there's this weird imbalance between, oh yeah, he's just doing what, a parent should do, and he's getting, like, all this praise for it, and like, oh, hero pop, doing this. And then there's the actual dads who are showing up for their kids, you know what I mean? Like...
Yeah.
Dad who... I have absolutely looked at Krolmeister and said, just so we're clear, I will be making you learn to braid our daughter's hairs. Daughters, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hairs. Because if something happens to me, you need to be able to do it. He's like, oh, come on. I'm so ready for that. Teach me now. I was just like, good. Because Daddy did try to do my hair a few times. He did not like that it hurt me so much. So he's like, nope, I'm not doing this anymore. I can't making her cry. But yeah. So that's our
thoughts.
That's our thoughts on the Her Interactive Daddy issue.
I think that maybe the writers should just see a therapist.
Really,
please go see it. Everyone, please just go see a therapist. Even if you had a great childhood and you feel great, still go see a therapist.
I would really love if we could get the old writers back who did the writing for, like, Ghost Thornton Hall and...
Oh, yeah, Nick. What's his name?
Yeah, Nick something. I cannot remember.
Starts with B?
Really? I thought it was an S. Damn it. Okay.
I don't know. I know, like, Katie
Chironus, yeah. Chironus,
I'm so sorry. I don't know how to...
I'm so sorry. I think you're great.
You are fantastic. I really loved your work on Gunnar.
Yes.
Fantastic. Just awesome.
Oh, I still need to play that fucking Hamlet game. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
She wrote on
now
that.
You have a
That's why
I work on.
Yeah. Anyway, but I feel like if we had the teams who did that, they did such a great job on family dynamics that I think that if they got the opportunity to do one more dad oriented, that would be a fun, we could do that. We could definitely have that. Have a good dad. You know what? While we're at it, shout out to Big Mouth. Because, like, even if you guys don't want to watch Big Mouth, because that's weird, I absolutely understand. But the dads on that show are phenomenal because they're all different kinds of dads, and they all have their own failings, but they are shown as humans, and it's just like really. There are some great dad episodes in Big Mouth.
That's good.
It's
just always nice to see good dads.
Yeah.
You know? Or at least the Jake Morgendorfers of dads, you know?
Yeah.
We're the guys who are just benevolently negligent.
Yeah.
That's kind of how Ollie is, right? Just like I don't understand you, kid, but sure do love you.
I sure do appreciate you, kiddo.
I'm proud of you.
It's absolutely a Morgendorfer.
Yeah. But
yeah,
so that's our thought on it. If you guys would like to tell us your thoughts on this topic, which, sure, I'm here to listen for it. Like, listen to
this
it. This
episode is going to be so rough to edit.
I'm so sorry. Just gotta do it before Minecraft.
Yeah.
When this comes out, we'll be playing Minecraft with our father.
Yes.
So please understand that. We're not taking any questions.
No.
But you can still send us questions on Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our fancy website, krolmeistersisters.knifefightclub.com.
You can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. And in them places, you can tell us what you think her interactive's problem with dads is.
Yeah. This is the part of the outro where people stop listening, apparently. So shout out if you are still listening right now after the dip. Love you. You can support us on our Twitch. You can subscribe to get access to our many emotes at this point. You can also come into chat and say "Sister No" when Ariana makes really bad jokes. And you get access to Podcast Night VODs and the backer channel on our Discord. Or you can support us over on patreon.com/KrolmeisterSisters to get access to Streamcat pictures, Podcast Night VODs, Backseat? Backer channel in the Discord.
There we go. You can get the back seat in the Discord.
and you can tell us what to talk about. So yeah, as a reminder, I'm Risa.
And I'm Ariana.
And we're the Krolmeister Sisters. And we're asking you guys to stay sleuthy.
But I wanted to be, damn it, Dr. Ray Ray. Okay, no.
Damn you, Dr. Ray Ray.